This whole episode, Kelli is fake as fuck. Like, she has all of this extra energy behind Porsha's back, calling her all these names, and in her face, you're over there hugging her?
But I'll be on it always, always.
Hey queens, welcome back to my queen cave. My name is Shelby, queen of the Queen Cave. I'm glad you clicked on this video so we can recap the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17 episode 2, Rumors and Raised Eyebrows. Side note, all the intros to me are so whack and boring. I don't know why they keep doing intros. I just feel like we should just skip those altogether and get right into the show. But the first little scene they had with Shamea and Pinky getting into that ice plunge was so cringy, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what makes you guys getting into the ice plunge start singing the national anthem? Like, but anyway, so we have a quick scene starting with Phaedra, and we have her son driving in the car. And did anyone else think that he got a little bit snappy with her when she was trying to tell him to slow down and giving him some tips on how to drive? And I'm like, what is all this attitude? Like, I just realized a lot of black moms that have sons that are particularly like the younger sons, they don't do a lot of like discipline and holding their sons accountable. And that results in their sons getting in their teenage years and they get real mouthy, real disrespectful. So I was like kind of caught off guard because I thought Phaedra would be on top of that, but I guess not. She mentions in her confessional she's a Christian lady and all this extra stuff. And I'm like, Christian ladies, Phaedra, don't go around starting rumors about people wanting to drug and rape them, but I digress. Next, on the next scene, we have K. Michelle, Porsha, and Kelli. And K. Michelle is drinking this whiskey-infused tea, and I'm wondering what time of day it is. It looks like it's like morning time, so I'm like, do you just be drinking all day, every day, K. Michelle? I'm just kind of wondering. But they have this video showing her real lit after Porsha's party, and her wig is off of her head and just dangling around as she's drunkenly walking out, and I'm like, this is a problem, no? Like, it's something to be said that you're walking out of the party drunk enough to where your wig is hanging off your head. So yeah, she will be performing at the Academy of Country Music Honors, and she is having a tribute performance to, I think her name was Ricky Palmer. She is a country singer and an advocate for black people to take up space in the country music genre, so that's amazing for her. My favorite song from her was VSOP, and I'm actually really interested to see and hear some of her country music to see how much different she sounds versus how she was with her other music, but it does definitely intrigue me on how far she's come, and I'm glad to see all the growth with her, because again, I've seen her when she was on Love and Hip Hop, and she was the complete opposite as she is now. She's a lot more patient. She seems like she's more wanting to stay far away from the drama as possible. So that seems like she's on a good track for now. Porsha and Kelli now start talking about their issues, and Porsha thinks that their friendship went south right when Kelli started getting closer with Shamea. Porsha was really hurt about some comments Kelli made on the after show last season, saying that Porsha really needs to stop sleeping with married men. And then Porsha drops the bomb that Kelli has also actually been sleeping with married men. And she goes into this long, like really confusing story, if you ask me, on how she ended up getting the information that Kelli was sleeping with a married man. She says she has receipts, and she's like telling Kelli, you know, if you want to go there, we can, but I definitely have some receipts to back up what I'm saying. And Kelli, of course, is denying the whole thing. She's calling Porsha's bluff to like release the receipts. And Porsha's basically like, try me if you want to, like we can really go there. And I feel like what Kelli was understanding and realizing in this moment is she needed to do something to diffuse the situation. Honestly, I feel like there is some truth to what Porsha was saying, because you can see it all over Kelli's face. She was getting real nervous about everything Porsha was saying about releasing the receipts. And when she started talking about do you want to give me a hug like you did Drew? I was like, what? Girl, you're not slick at all. You're trying to diffuse the situation and basically like, divert the attention away from Porsha saying that she's gonna expose you to try to like hug and make up or do whatever. And Porsha's trying to like laugh it off and like kind of still be petty and messy on the side, laughing about it. And Kelli's not smirking. She's not finding anything funny. And I thought it was real interesting that she went the route of trying to be fake as fuck all the way to Porsha's face to do the whole hugging thing, because this whole episode, Kelli is fake as fuck. fuck? Like, she has all of this extra energy behind Porsha's back, calling her all these names, and in her face, you're over there hugging her? Yeah, it gets interesting in the next few scenes. Next! So this next scene with Pinky and her husband is really interesting. Like, it rubs me all the way the wrong way, like her husband does. But she gives us a few like details on her and her husband and their marriage, how they met and everything. And she says they've been married for only 5 years. And when they met, she got pregnant 3 months after they got together. And I'm like confused. 3 months after you guys got together? So that, what? Okay, but anyway, she tells us the history of her company. She started Slutty Vegan. I knew that name sounded familiar. Like, I've heard it before. I've never eaten there, but I've heard it before. So to hear that she started it was really cool. But she tells us that she built that company up to $100 million company. It was successful. It was booming. And then she hit some hard times, lost everything. She lost the company, and she was able to buy the company back after 43 days. So she was able to acquire it back. And after she was able to kind of get everyone out of the area of the company that was responsible for more of the negative impacts on it, she took it over. She's doing things on her own terms now, and she's in a lot better place. So it was good to hear that story ended up in a good spot. But we get more information on how her marriage was during that time when she was at her lowest point. And basically, when they start having the conversation, her husband starts it off as, "I humbled you." I always find when a man says, "I humbled you," it's like a huge red flag. It really gives jealous and insecure to me, because it's just like, most of the time men, when they say that they humbled their partner or whatever, it's usually because their partner is very much goal-oriented, they're ambitious, they're trying to continue to elevate and better themselves, and instead of you uplifting your partner and encouraging them, motivating them, you want to break them down a few pegs to make yourself feel better. Like, literally. He tells it all in this conversation. He says, you're a dominant woman, and that forced me to level up and basically like match you. So I'm like, that explains everything. Like, you felt like you had to match her because of how bossed up of a woman that she is, and you felt that pressure. So you saying that you had to humble her, to me translates, I had to knock you down a few pegs because you doing all you're doing, and I'm comparing myself to you. I'm saying that I'm not at the quote level you're at, so I need to break you down a few pegs to make myself feel better. Like, does anyone else get that from this whole conversation? And then on top of that, she basically says that during the time that she was at her lowest point, he was not really there for her the way that she needed him to be there. Like, he's like, "Oh, I was there as best as I could," but in the same sentence, he's over here saying how he was too busy like celebrating his own wins from his restaurant. So I'm like, so during the time that your wife needs you the most, instead of you being there to comfort her and uplift her and encourage her and give her some positive words of encouragement, you are too busy celebrating your own wins, being happy that you finally have something to celebrate. Because it seems like for the most part, she's been the main one to have the spotlight, be in the front, be the breadwinner, if we're gonna be real. Like, and it just seems now that she's at her lowest point, you're not by her side. In my mind, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if her being at her lowest point made him feel a little teeny bit happy to kind of see her knock down a few pegs. If we're gonna be real, it gives that. It gives one of those men that are so insecure about themselves, they don't want to do anything to better themselves, so they see you doing what you're doing and they want to be like, "Oh, nah, I can't have that around me. I want you to feel where I'm at, so I need to knock you down, humble you to make me feel better." Like, does anyone else feel what I'm saying or no? So next we get over to K. Michelle, and she gives us the rundown between her and Caston, I think his name is, her husband now, their whole like relationship timeline. I guess they were high school sweethearts. They were together for 10, 11 years. She told him in the beginning she did not want to get married. That's not what she wanted to do. So he never proposed because she told him that in the beginning. She gonna say because he never proposed, she got offended and left him to show him what he was missing. And then she says that she was actually about to get married to someone else. I guess like he swooped in and took her back, and then she says that when they got back together, she forced him to marry her. I'm like, what the what? Like, honestly, if it was me, I would not tell anybody that story. Like, that's embarrassing. Like, you had to force this man to marry you. He didn't want to marry you, like, voluntarily, or you, like, made him do it on your timeline. Like, I don't understand why you would want everyone else to know that, because it just comes across now that this whole, like, marriage and whatever relationship you have with him isn't like this. Like she said, it's not this like love story where you guys fell in love and he wanted to make you his wife and he wanted to do X, Y, and Z. He put all this effort and time into it. It's like none of that happened, and you're satisfied with that. That's what you settled for, not for him as a person, but just how you guys ended up getting married. I was confused. I'm like, girl, this really should have stayed in the vault. But anyway, in this scene, they are getting their keys for their new home, and it looks really nice. It's like on this farmland type. She wants to have chickens. It has like this water view. Like, it looks really nice. So she's happy, and they're wanting to have a baby. She already has a son, an adult son. He's 21. She's trying for a baby girl. So that's where we leave off with them. But did anyone else feel like her like timeline of their relationship was just so weird, and just why would you tell us that? Anyway, next. So now we get over to Shamea, Kelli, and Angela. They meet up at this like boutique shop. Kelli's ex-husband sat down to do an interview with Tasha K to air her out, and Kelli's pissed off. She's stressed about it, and Angela now asks Kelli how her finances are going, like how her business is going, and she gonna tell Angela, we're good, like everything is up and running, everything is in the green, good to go, and immediately in her confessional go talk about I'm in deep debt. I'm like, why didn't you just say that to her when she asked you, Kelli? Like, Kelli is fake as fuck. She is so weird. It's like, girl, just be authentic. Like, you're saying everything on camera anyway. It's gonna come out at the end of the season. Why are you acting like this stuff isn't gonna be shown at some point? Like, it's so annoying. Like, girl, she's asking you a question. They're supposed to be your quote friends to a certain degree. If you're comfortable enough to tell everyone on camera what's going on with your life in the confessional, why not just tell her in the moment? I don't get it. I don't understand why Kelli does that weird fake shit to people's faces, and then behind their back she says something different. It's so annoying and just childish. But she said she had to spend a lot of money to get her business sorted out. She had a lot of issues that were creating a halt in the business operations. But she has a grand opening coming up soon, and we get to that later on in the episode. But Shamea now tries to be messy, like out of nowhere, for literally no reason, unprompted, unprovoked. She asks Angela, so did you get a chance to process what I was saying at Porsha's party about Drew questioning your receipts with Phaedra and X, Y, and Z? And Angela's like, yeah, I processed it. I had a chance to think about it. And in her confessional, she's like, I don't know why Shamea wants me and Phaedra to have an issue so bad, but her bringing this up was so unnecessary. And I agree. I don't know why Shamea is trying so hard to have something start boiling and like stirring the pot so bad, but I thought that was annoying. And Shamea, this whole episode is annoying as fuck. I think just in general, I don't like Shamea anymore as a cast member on this show. I feel like this last season really just made it clear how far and how much Shamea will do and how far she'll go to create like a moment and have some sort of a establishing like presence on this show. Like, she wants to be on this show so bad, she'll compromise her morals. Because before, I thought that Shamea was like this kind, like compassionate, caring, loving person. That's what she portrayed herself as from what I remember when she was a friend of. But now it's like a complete 180. Like, she's like this mean girl, she's condescending, she's messy for no reason, and it's like not a good look by any means. Kelli now tells the girls about the comment Porsha made saying that she sleeps with married men, and she of course denies it and then calls Porsha Horsha, and I was like, huh? I'm sorry, you didn't have any of that energy when you were with Porsha in her face. You actually asked Porsha to give you a hug after the fact of her accusing you of such. Now when you're behind closed doors, you want to call her Horsha? Like, what? Once again, fake as fuck. And I am so excited to really have Porsha get on Kelly's ass in her face. We didn't get that this episode, but I can't wait for that confrontation and see what she responds with and how she handles that situation in her face, because she has all this energy behind her back. I don't understand why people do that. Why do you have this energy one way in that person's face, and then behind their back, you want to be all hard and tough and act like you are about that? Like, Kelly, please pipe the fuck down. You didn't do any of that. You told them I had to hug Porsha to de-escalate the situation. It's like, what did you have to de-escalate if you, in fact, are denying what she is saying? You are denying whatever she is accusing you of. And if you're denying that, and if it was in fact false, you wouldn't give a damn about her putting any quote receipts out. So it's really telling for you to have to diffuse the situation and hug her when she's over here accusing you of sleeping with married men. And then you feel so compelled to go around to everyone in the group and tell everyone what she said about you, and on top of that, call her names, which you did not do to her face. Make it make sense. I cannot wait for Porsha to eat your ass up, Kelly. It is coming, and I cannot wait. Next, so we finally see Drew in this next scene, and it is the halfway of the episode. And again, it is not looking good for you, Drew. You're not getting any screen time. And for her to say that this divorce she went through with Ralph, which, side note, I heard and I saw like a video of the breakdown of the divorce settlement. She did not come out good in that divorce settlement. Like, Ralph now has ownership of the home because she cannot afford it. So Ralph went from the basement to king of the house. She has to get the fuck out, and her son from the previous marriage that she had has to find some other place of residence. And then on top of that, when the school year comes around, she can only have the kids every other weekend. Ralph will be having the kids for the most part. So I'm wondering what was going on, Drew, that resulted in you losing, what is it? Shared custody? I'm confused, because as of right now, up until they have the school year, they have shared custody. But when the school year starts, she can only see them that amount of time. So I want to know some more detail on what was going on, Drew, because there's something real deep had to have happened for the judge to say that you as the mother are not fit or not responsible enough to have the kids, and now we're gonna give them to Ralph. And then on top of that, I also heard you have to keep paying on the house that you can no longer stay in until the end of May. Yeah, she just did not come out great with this divorce, and it's just interesting to see how much the tables turned from last season, because she was having all of this confidence that she was going to come out on top, and things just went the complete opposite. But anyway, she pulls up to her movie premiere of her new movie that she has, and acting is her main source of income, so she needs this check, okay? Angela and Phaedra finally have a quick chat, and Angela just asked Phaedra straight up, did you send the guy over there during that party last season, yes or no? Phaedra flat out denies it, and Angela just accepts it. She's like, all right, we can move on. I'm sorry for accusing you. And I'm like, that's it, Angela? You're just gonna take her word for it and move on knowing Phaedra's character? Yeah, I was confused. I was confused as to why that was all it took for her to move on from the situation and drop it, because of how big of a problem it was last season. Hello? And how much of a rift it caused in you and Charles' marriage for a minute. Do we not remember what happened? Charles got involved, he was getting loud, he was kicking people out of the party. Do we need to roll the tapes back, Angela? I don't understand that. But yeah, I guess for now they made up and they're good to go. Porsha now comes, she brings in her lady friend, Sway. And we're over here asking, what happened to Mike? You kicked Big Mike to the curb? And she's like, oh, well, we're just casually dating, nothing too serious. And I'm like, right. Anyway, but now all of a sudden, Angela is talking to Phaedra, and she now feels so comfortable to tell her what happened with Porsha and Kelli, and how Kelli was saying that Porsha made those comments about her sleeping with the married men. And Phaedra immediately goes to Porsha and asks her, like, what you said about Kelli and her being with married men? And that has Porsha, like, confused, like, how do you know about that? And that goes back to Angela. She tells her, Kelli told all of us what you said, and she's like, oh, she's going around spilling her own tea? And that's when Angela tells Porsha, yeah, and she was also calling you Porsha. And Porsha's surprised, like, where did that energy come from? She didn't say any of that to my face. Now Porsha's irritated, and she says she's no longer gonna go to Kelli's grand opening, which I wouldn't either. Why the fuck am I celebrating you and supporting you? You're talking shit behind my back. Like, I would skip it as well. They go in there to watch Drew's movie, and they are all so fucking annoying. I wouldn't want to go to the movies with any one of them, especially Phaedra, just loud as fuck. All of them having all these little comments when the movie's going, like, oh, Drew, oh my gosh. It's like, are you guys watching the movie or what? If you guys wanted to do this side commentary, you guys could have had a private viewing, but there are other people in the theater and they're just being loud as fuck. That was annoying. I don't know if anyone else thought it was just extra and over the top, but I was like, this is too much. So now it's time for Kelli's grand opening, and she is trying to get everything set up for the grand opening. The health inspector came in, they passed, everything is good to go. And again, she's really stressed out about her finances at this point after her divorce, and she's really counting on this business to be a success so she can have that extra form of income to help support her family and to have everything be good to go. But this is when Phaedra comes in and she says hi to all the girls. She says hi to Angela. Hey, friend. Shamia's like, friend? Like, what? I thought y'all were beefing. So she's over here like confused as to why they're friends all of a sudden. And Angela's like, yeah, you know, we're good to go. I don't know, like, are you confused or don't be shocked.
Don't be shocked. You're shocked? You're shocked?
And Shamia's kind of like frustrated that they were able to talk their issues out, you know, but just one-on-one, and they were able to sweep everything under the rug and move on. And she tries to correlate how last season she wasn't able to just sweep things under the rug and move on. Like, the girls were pushing her to talk her issues out with Porsha in front of the group. She wasn't able to handle things, I guess, off to the side like Phaedra and Angela were able to. So she's like, no, I want you guys to have whatever conversation you had in closed doors in front of the rest of us. I want to see you guys make up. And I'm like, for what, Shamia? Like, you just want to talk just to talk. Like, whatever happened last season happened last season. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't just be happy that they're just moving on for the pettiness. They can be adults about the situation and just move on. Like, you wanting them to do the same thing that happened to me last season is so childish. Like, move on and get over it. Kelli now arrives, and she is having a cute, nice, sweet moment with Pinky. I thought that was really cool for them to chat as they both are business owners, and Pinky to uplift her and let her know everything's gonna work out and just motivating her. So I feel like Kelli really needed that inspiration and that uplifting moment. But she goes and she has her speech, and she thanks everyone, blah, blah, blah. After that, she sits down with the rest of the girls, and someone brings over these really pretty flowers Porsha gave. And she includes a card saying, you know, congratulations, P.S., we need to talk, XO, Porsha. And I'm like, so fucking shady. I love it, honestly. I just feel like Porsha, for the most part, kind of irritates me. I feel like these last few seasons, she just got on my nerves. But in this episode, I'm here for all the antics because Kelli is fake as fuck. And Kelli reads the card and she's not enthused. She's pissed off. She's annoyed. She wants the flowers essentially to be discarded. And at that point, that's when she tells all the girls what Porsha was saying about her being with married men. And again, I don't know why you feel the need to spread this rumor quote out to everyone. Like, if it's not true, girl, why are you telling everyone else about it? Like, clearly you're affected, clearly you're bothered, clearly this is making you feel some type of way because of what? Some validity to the claims might be the reason why you're crashing out so bad. Because if it was not true, I would think that after the conversation you had with Porsha, it would be dead. Because Porsha was saying in the scene with Angela and Phaedra that after she had the talk and the hug, she thought that the situation was dead. They were moving on, but essentially not, because Kelli keeps going around telling everyone what Porsha said instead of just letting it be dead. Everyone could have just, this could have been something that no one else knew about if Kelli would have just kept her mouth shut. But for some reason, she feels the need to go around, tell everyone what was said. I don't know if she thought people were going to be against Porsha for saying this, or they were supposed to back her up, or what. I don't know what she was looking for, but it's not doing her any favors. Cynthia. Side note, I don't know why Cynthia's here. Like, I don't have a problem with Cynthia per se. I just don't understand her, like, her needing to be there. Like, I understand she's a friend of the show. I just don't see what value she brings. Like, what is she doing here? I just feel like she's just an extra body in the scene. But anyway, she calls Porsha, which I don't know why, other than to be petty and messy for no reason. Porsha is not here, and you're calling her to pass the phone over to Kelli for what? But anyway, Porsha tries to congratulate Kelli. Kelli is not enthused again. She's not interested in the conversation. Porsha's like, Kelli's asking her, why didn't you come and support? Porsha's like, I mean, I sent you some flowers, you know, those were my support right there. And she basically tells her, you know, I threw those flowers away. And Porsha's like, wow, okay, well, we'll just have to chat later. You know, congratulations, but we'll just have to talk another time. And Angela, in her confessional, calls Kelli out for being fake as fuck, once again, for not having the same energy with Porsha that she did behind her back. Like, this is now the second time, yeah, you have contact with Porsha and you're not keeping any of the same energy you had with the girls just 5 minutes prior to this. Make it make sense, Kelli. It's not looking good for you. Kelli, once again, in her confessional, has this energy, and she's like, these flowers aren't going to pay the bills. So if you're not going to come here and spend any money, I don't even need to be talking to you. And again, girl, why didn't you say that to her when you were on the phone with her? Hello, ring, ring. You were already with her on the phone. Why didn't you say that to her when you were talking to her? Like, you're a scary ass bitch. I don't want to see Kelli say anything to Porsha if it's not going to be what she is saying behind her back. So we get this quick conversation with Drew and Shamia, and Shamia is congratulating Drew on her movie premiere, and she's asking her like, oh, well, why wasn't I invited? Drew gonna look at Shamia like, we didn't really end the last season off too well. Like, you said a lot of hurtful things, and Shamia's being real condescending, I feel like, here. And she doesn't take any accountability. She just puts it right back on Drew. She's like, so did you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, Shamia did the same thing last season. When people would try to call her out, she'd be like, so did you, and I'm like, do you take any accountability ever, Shamia? Like, I didn't see that apology video that she posted, but the little snippets that they did post, I don't feel like her apology was genuine. She's like, if I did anything to hurt or offend anyone, I'm sorry. I'm like, girl, you should have kept that one because it didn't come out genuine by any means. And then for some reason, here comes Shamia's mom, like trying to diffuse the situation, get in between them. And I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, no disrespect, but this is between Shamia and Drew. Girl, please go take several seats. And I didn't understand why she felt the need to insert herself. That was annoying and unnecessary. But they just, at this point, decide to sweep everything under the rug, I guess, and move on and make up. The whole thing is fake as fuck. And I'm noticing the pattern. Most of these girls on this cast are just fake as fuck. Like, I hope this is not going to be a continuous thing the entire season, because this whole, like, exchange between Drew and Shamia had me just like, ew, why are you guys acting so fake? I don't like the fakery. It's not sitting right. It just wasn't a good scene to watch. Shamia being all condescending and trying to be in Drew's face. Now she has this, I guess, extra energy that her mom is here. She got some, quote, backup. And I'm like, Shamia, you're not doing yourself any favors this season. People already were turned off from you. People were already turned off to you last season, and this is just adding to it. So we have our last scene with K. Michelle, and they show her about to perform on the stage for her country music honorary performance, and we don't get to see any of it, which had me confused. Like, we can't get a snippet of her performance. We can't get anything as big as her performance is supposed to be honoring Miss Palmer. We couldn't get like some sort of chorus or some of her singing, some footage of her singing in any way. I thought that was real whack. We didn't get any sort of footage. But in the next scene, we see her in a doctor's office, and she tells us right before she went on the stage to perform, she like felt her butt was leaking and the whole seat was completely drenched. They had to use blow dryers to dry her off to hurry up and get her on the stage. And after her performance, she had to go off to the doctor and see what was going on. The doctor tells her that she has an infection from an open wound from the last time she got surgery on her butt. Now she has to get reconstructive surgery on her whole butt to get everything all cleared up. And of course, at this point, she's really emotional. She really regrets getting the butt implants done because of how many complications she's been dealing with since having it done. And I remember first seeing her butt when she got it done, and I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, her whole body like was completely botched, in my opinion. It was like, so the ratio was not ratioing. It was not looking right. And this is just a cautionary tale to tell everyone else, leave your bodies alone. Be natural, love yourself as you are, and everything will be just fine. But that's gonna be the end of this episode. In the next episode, we see K. Michelle and Porsha get into it. That's gonna be interesting. And then we see Drew and Black. I guess Black finally gets out of the phone and they go on a real date. So I guess we will see some update on that. I guess Drew will get some sort of camera time since we haven't seen her barely this whole time. But let me know how you guys felt about this video in the comments down below. If you did like this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!